Greetings everyone, my name's Jack and today we'll be focusing on rhythm and time signatures in music. And hopefully by the end you should be able to have a greater understanding of basic music terminology such as bars and pulses, and you'll know them by the end of the video. Be able to identify a 2/4, 3/4, 4/4 time signature within just one bar of music, and recall what the basic notes are and their time values. And I know it might sound like an awful lot right now, but if you listen carefully to the video and pay close attention, then I can almost guarantee you that at the end of this you'll be able to do all those things I've just listed. So let's get straight into it. To start everything off, we're going to talk about a pulse in music and what it is. Now, usually every song has a pulse, and to put it simply, the pulse of a song is the beat we tap our feet along to subconsciously without realising. It's a steady beat and it sits comfortably during a song. It's not too fast and it's not too slow for the song. It fits within a medium, I guess you could say, if that makes sense. Give it a go yourself, play your favourite song or any song and just tap and click along, and it should just come naturally. Don't think too hard about it, just tap or click along and there's your pulse. Another musical term we will need to know in this video today is called a bar. And a bar in music is a measure of time, meaning that every time a set of beats ends, beats being the taps or clicks, another set of beats begin, and these sets are called bars. And this is how we progress through a piece of music, bar after bar, and we use it to know where we are in terms of time and sections. Bars would look like this in classical notation, and they are divided by a line going through the stave vertically. And this is mainly for us to know when a bar begins and when a bar ends. To know how many beats you can have in a bar, a time signature is included at the start of every notation. And this lets us know how many beats we can fit in each bar by the top number of the time signature. Don't worry about the bottom number for now, as we will cover that in a future video. Only pay attention to the top number for now, because the bottom number will remain 4 throughout the video. So if we would form a pulse for a basic 4/4 song, we would hit on each number going up to 4 and repeat back to 1 to make a new bar, because the top number of the time signature is 4, so it can only fit 4 beats in a bar. So to demonstrate this example, I'm going to use my high-tech studio quality drum here. God. To show you what a basic 4/4 pulse would sound like. So here's an example of 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And usually you'd make the first beat of the bar louder, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or in other words, accented to show that it is the beginning of the bar, so the bar resolves in a cycle. This applies the same to 3/4. We would only count to 3 and repeat back to 1 for a new bar, because the top number of the time signature is 3, so we can only fit 3 beats into a bar of 3/4. So here's another example. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 beats in a bar of 3/4. And 2/4 would be 2 beats in a bar because the top number is 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And this is easily mistaken as 4/4, but the difference is that it has a shorter feel to it because of the accented 1 every time a new bar starts. So this is a good example for why the accented 1 is so important in music. I'm now going to play you a series of pulses, and when I tell you to pause the video, I'd like you to pause and try and work out the time signature I'm playing in. You probably won't and ignore me, but oh well. The bottom number will remain 4 and the answers won't be anything new. It will be the time signatures we've just covered. Remember, the louder hit or the accented note is the first note of the bar, so try to count the distance from the first note to the next bar, and that will give you the answer for the top number of the time signature. So I'll play pulse 1 for you now, and if you could pause the video and work out a time signature out for yourself, then that'll be great. So here's pulse 1. Pause. If you worked it out to be 3/4, then you're correct. This is because each note is counted to 3 and it goes back to the accented 1 at the start of the bar, which means the bar can only fit 3 beats, making it 3/4. If it makes it any easier to remember, a lot of waltz music use this time signature for their chap 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 rhythm. So yeah, second pulse is coming up now. Pause. The answer to this one is 4/4, and that's because the beats go up to 4 and back round to 1, making the top number of the time signature 4. A lot of dance and pop music use this time signature today, since it is the easiest time signature to dance along to. And this is the third and final pulse. Pause. And the final answer is 2/4. It counts to 2 and goes back to the accented 1, which makes it have a shorter feel than 4/4. Each note I play in a pulse is called a crotchet, or a quarter note in American English. Drummers tend to use American English more, however they both mean the same thing, so it doesn't really matter which one you choose. We'll recognise the crotchet by the filled in dot and the stem on the right hand side of the note. It kind of looks like a golf club, if that makes it any easier for you. And each crotchet or quarter note has a time value of 1. Every note in classical notation has a time value, and the time value depicts the length of the note and how long it is played for in a bar. So in this case, a crotchet has a time value of 1. So it would hit a note on every number in the bar, just like our pulse from earlier on, because a crotchet would take up the space of a number. Crotchet, 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 crotchet. There is also another note called a minim, which almost looks like the crotchet, but the dot is not filled in and it has a time value of 2 instead. And we can only fit 2 of those in a bar of 4/4 because the time value would add up to 4 with 2 minims. So we would hit on 1 and 3 in a bar of 4/4 because a minim would take up the space of 2 numbers because of the minim's time value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when it comes to 3/4, we can't just have 1 minim because that would only add up to the time value of 2 and not 3. But we also can't have 2 minims because that would add up to 4 and that would still be too many. So to solve this problem, we would also add in a crotchet with the time value of 1, so that adds up to 3. And it's equal to the top number of the time signature. It's totally fine to add different notes, it's not illegal, as long as the time value adds up to the top number of the time signature. And if it was a bar of 2/4, we would only be able to hit 1 minim in a bar because it will add up to 2 and the top number of the time signature is 2. And finally there is the semi-breve, which is just a dot with no stem and it is not filled in. A semi-breve has a time value of 4, so we can only fit one of those in a bar of 4/4 because it would take up all the numbers and we wouldn't be able to fit them alone in a bar of 3/4 or 2/4 because it is above the top number of all those time signatures and it wouldn't be able to fit in. So just a brief recap of everything we've done throughout this video. The pulse is a steady constant beat you feel during a song. Bars are a measure of time in music and they are divided by bar lines. The top number of a time signature lets us know how many notes we can have in a bar, and the top number of the time signature must always equal to the time value amount in a bar. Next time we'll be looking at quavers and semiquavers, rests and tied and dotted notes. Thanks for watching and I hope this helped, and have a great day.